What's going on, everybody? It's me, Gabriel. I got a song for you. Ha 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 ha. As it was in the days of Noah, so it shall be in the end. Don't be surprised, open your eyes, look for the start of the end. As it was in the days of Noah, the coming of Jesus will be, and the truth will be known when he comes on his own. It will be as it was in the days of Noah. They turned their heads and walked away when he told them what was to come. If they had only changed their ways, God would have saved them and their sons. But they didn't listen to Noah. No, they didn't hear him at all. They thought those days would last forever until the rain started to fall. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the end. Don't be surprised, open your eyes. Look for the signs of the end. As it was in the days of Noah, the coming of Jesus will be. The truth will be known when he comes on his own. It will be as it was in the days of Noah. We're in a holy war, and it's hard to understand. They won't listen anymore, and the time is close at hand. But these are the times that we live in. These are the days that we know. I think with the signs we've been given, we should get ready to start trading blows. As it was in the days of Noah, so it shall be in the end. Don't be surprised, open your eyes. Look for the start of the end. As it was in the days of Noah, the coming of Jesus will be. Men will be lovers of pleasure instead of lovers of God, seeking material treasures, living in unholy facade. As it was in the days of Noah, so in the end it shall be. Don't be surprised, open your eyes. Look for the start of the end. As it was in the days of Noah, the coming of Jesus will be, and the truth will be known when he comes on his own. On a white cloud, on a white mount, in the metaphorical clouds, with the trump of God. As it was in the days of Noah, in the days of Noah. Alright, we're going with it, whatever. That brief pause before, well, what was the lyric I paused before? It was, but these are the times that we live in. And they are. You know, the one thing all my friends have been asking me, so I've been talking about the end times now for about 6 months with the people at UMass, and they're all like, do you think this virus is a sign of the end times? And I say, I think it's a sign that men's hearts will fail them for fear. Because, personally, I see quite a bit of information that would make me feel inclined to think that coronavirus is not that dangerous, personally. I'm going to be sharing those views. Not in this video, but... And I think a lot of people are not doing their due diligence in evaluating the media. Like, a lot of people distrust the media in other regards, but then, I don't know. It's a very strange thing that's taking place right now. And yeah, there's a lyric in that song that there's a couple, like, a lot of people think, like, they leave out some of the prophecies because there's so many prophecies about the Messiah. And I think Christians are so happy to hear about a Savior, and they don't read the prophecies from Jeremiah and Daniel and Ezekiel, which are not the same as what a lot of people imagine about the Messiah. They are more like, first I will call for fishermen, and then I will call for hunters, and the hunters will go and seek them out from the, like, holes in the rocks. And God is like, and I will draw him close to me, for who would dare draw near to me? And that's like, that implies that, number one, you know, when it says the return of the Son of Man, not even the Son is aware of the hours, nor the angels, only the Father. That implies that God is drawing Jesus towards him in a manner that is hiding the fact that he is the Messiah initially. And then in Jeremiah, it's like, I'm going to draw him close to me. And, yeah. Anyway. I think a lot of Christians, they forget that when people see the sign of the Son of Man in the clouds, the whole world will mourn. It's like, doesn't say Jesus is just going to come and just pull everybody out, you know? It's like, everybody's going to mourn. It's like, well, what are they mourning about if they're all, you know? Anyway, the reason they're mourning is because the truth is known, but people aren't aware of how bad things are. And then Jesus, the Messiah, brings a sword to the mouth, and then that causes the world to mourn. And most likely that truth is given to him in a very scripted way, because it's so prophesized what's going to happen. So, you know, there's definitely also some misconceptions about how difficult I think the end times will be, the period of great tribulation. It's not like you should just get ready to go, like you should get ready to, like, fight, because there's going to be a fight, and there's going to be the days of Noah and a great deception. So it's like, there's going to be, you know, some conflict. And, I don't know. I'm ready to complain. I've been complaining a lot to the people who work with me. Just been working a lot. And there's, like, definitely a good reason for me to be working a lot right now. And that is mainly because I've been given a lot of resources, a lot of time, a lot of just assets, you know, capacity to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And obviously it would be nice to use that capacity to just relax and take a vacation, which is, you know, what I'm inclined to do. But, you know, I think I have a very unique channel, as you might call it. So I'm not supposed to just hang out, which is hard. It's harder because now I'm more isolated until people figure out that coronavirus is not lethal. And then I'm assuming there's going to be a large movement of people back to UMass from the crew community. We'll see, though. It's not the end of the world if there isn't. But I'm not going to have to go to court for a month. So, what else can I do? And BL lessons are canceled, and so, it's a very unique time in my life, and I think everyone's life. So, I think we're all kind of like waiting to see what the next move is. And in terms of like what essentially, what is the countermeasure that you can take for just the average person? Because, like, a lot of the so basically the legal aspects of this are very, like, poorly understood, not just by me, but I think most people don't really understand how legally our governor can declare something that abridges our constitutional rights. And the history of that is very, in my opinion, corrupt. Like, for example, I don't think our government should be able to mandate that people be fined if they don't get vaccinated, and that did take place in the 1900s. As long as it was as long as it was within reason, and the fine, and there was a real public health, public health issue at hand. The Supreme Court ruled in 1905 in like a landmark decision. I think it was like Cambridge, Massachusetts versus somebody, that there could be a fine for not getting vaccinated. But then that case was cited in a eugenics movement that ended up sterilizing 60,000 women. So it's like, so there's concerns. I have concerns. I have some concerns about that. I think the history of eugenics in our country is very, very misunderstood. And, well, similarly, the history of the coronavirus is also not well understood. Because I think what's about to happen is they're about to punt on they're already punting right now on censorship, because of, if they keep censoring, it's going to drive people into a very small group of truth seekers if there's some kind of a viral truth that goes out from one person within a community of information disseminators. So, like, basically, on Twitter right now, there's a group of people, and on 8kun, you can find the truth. If they don't stop censoring, I think they lose their audience to those channels. So now I think they're going to play more fair. We'll see, though. But I think we're about to get much different public opinions of the media after this. I would assume. I mean, if not this, I'm not sure when. Well, what else? That was a nice song. That took a long time to find, and a long time to learn, even though I kind of didn't learn it that well. But, yeah, I definitely think a lot about how men's hearts will fail them for fear. But hold your head high, for your redemption draws near. Like, that's... One of my friends is like, you should write a Horton Hears the Seventh Trumpet. And I was thinking it would be Solomon hears the seventh trumpet, because that's like kind of like Horton, but because in Hebrew it's Shaloman. Shaloman. And yeah, hold your head high for your redemption draws near. You know, there's going to be locusts and plagues and famines and I don't know. I'm not. But Jesus also like writes to the church, one of the churches in Philadelphia, or one of those 5 churches, and he's like, "You'll be spared the tribulation because of your suffering." At the time he was writing the letter, so I think there's also places that are spared that tribulation, and I feel like, you know, New Jerusalem is probably one of them. Like, my friends are like, "You want to play some Catan?" And I'm like, I can't. I'm busy doing research and writing something. Yeah, I think the good news is, like, in the next month, I have a very manageable amount of work to do. Essentially, in April, things will be much different. But until then, I worked, I mean, yeah, I'm ready to complain right now. But it's really just that I have not taken a day for myself in a while. And that's, like, when I hang out with the Edge of Wonder guys or Jordan Sather, I definitely get that vibe from them too. Like, there are those times when they're just trying to produce, and I have been producing more. I produced more in the last, 2 or 3 months, really 2.5 months, than I had produced probably in the 3 months before that total. Or, even longer than that. So I've definitely been working hard. And I am ready to not be working hard, but I think you also have to be careful what you wish for. Because my grandma is having some health issues. And she's 93. And I agree with her assessment that the risks may outweigh the benefits of treatment in this case. And so yeah, we'll see what happens with that. There's a time to just celebrate someone's life and be appreciative of the time you've gotten to have together. I think this is just one of those times. She's amazing. She's taken such good care of me and my brothers. And she gives really amazing advice. Just, even though she doesn't believe in God, she's like, I think you need to be kind and loving as much as you can. And yeah, you can tell. You can tell when somebody's ready. She's ready. So, yeah, I'm gonna see her again, but it's hard. I mean, it's not that hard because I just got a year and a half to hang out with her. Like, basically, a big motivation for me not starting a job right now was to hang out with her. And I got to do it. And I have just been, learning, essentially, while I've been hanging out with her, and it's been great. I've been really lucky to not so much learn from her, but just talk with her and hear about history through her perspective. Because I think, everyone has flaws in their understanding of society, and she's no different. I just appreciate that time I've gotten to have with her, and we just, it's fun. We got to dinner. But I just gotta, accept. Like, I have a bunch of friends who have really old dogs, and I'm always praying that they just accept, the reality of that dog's existence, that, their dog could die. Because when my dog died, I, did not accept it, and then I started, drinking a lot. And, yeah, now I don't drink anymore because of how difficult it was to sober up after that. And, or that's the first time that's, the last time I was drinking a lot. And yeah, it's just you gotta be ready, I think, for things like death, and hopefully I'll be ready. I know it's gonna be very emotional. But I shouldn't hide the fact that I'm thinking about it either. It's a very unique situation I'm in. Everything I've been doing the last 2 years, it's been just so surprising and so remarkable and so unique. And the next 2 years, it's gonna be the same. Man, emotional, very emotional times ahead. But at the same time, it's there's gonna be a lot of people who are getting on the train, so it's and there's about to be a lot of disturbances with the people who I'm, it's almost sometimes you're just okay with it, that someone's not going to be around to see some stuff go down, because some stuff is about to go down. I'm getting ready to trade blows, and I'm also getting really specific advice about everything I'm doing. So it's I think as things become more and more dramatic and newsworthy, or basically the more that there's a public element or a public awareness of what I'm doing, I think the harder it would be for the harder it will be still for, she could be there, and for those people in my family who are less faithful and less sure of a deception. Because I've told them that I think there are dreams guiding me, and that is not a guidance that they recognize as valid, so it's difficult. But then at the same time, it's I'm just aware that that's the days of Noah for you. So it's what can you do? Just, there's one path, and it's forward. And right now, there is no time to be meandering. It is comforting to know that they could have given me 5 additional months. And I definitely still am comforted by that idea. It's just, that I'm not allowed to just wait. I'm not supposed to just get ready to go right now, or have a reasonable expectation of how many lawsuits I can file and successfully navigate. So I definitely feel the expectations of what I'm supposed to be doing are higher than my own. So that's, I'm trying to raise my productivity. It's definitely some high volume work, but it's okay. So yeah, I think that's about it. I don't really have any updates besides that. My grandma's having some trouble. And I've been working super hard, That's it. 2 things. And then, the whole world is freaking out. And everything's getting canceled. So I think we're all very familiar with kind of what the major issues are. But one thing I will say is the Department of Public Health is not doing their job. And I've contacted them. I've posted on their Twitter, and the number of posts they have posted since I commented on their tweets has increased dramatically, as if they're trying to push those high engagement tweets down the feed so people don't see them or something. So yeah, that's suspicious, obviously. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the song. I hope people aren't letting their hearts fail them for fear, because Jesus says, hold your head high. And yeah, I'm getting ready to keep fighting. And I would much rather wait. Be way easier, but can't have your cake and eat it too, God only gives you what you need to do what you're supposed to be doing, This is definitely that pre-programmed catalyst they talk about in the Law of One. And I think it's about to get it. We're about to get into it. So hopefully I'm wrong. People just continue to ignore what I'm doing, and I can take some time off real soon. Otherwise, things are going to be a lot more difficult. So hopefully, God spares us the real most tribulation, but we'll see. Anyway, happy Thursday. See you soon.